Today's video is all about one of the most important skills a virtual assistant or remote worker needs to succeed: communication. Now, let's start with the obvious. As a virtual assistant or a remote worker, you're not in the same room as your clients. So you can't rely on body language, you can't rely on quick desk charts. So everything you're doing, be it reports, check-ins, deadlines, updates, you're doing them through emails, calls, or chats. So if your communication is poor, it will show immediately in your work and your client relationship. So how can you improve your communication skills? Let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome to Virtual Pro, a community of remote professionals interested in growth, professionalism, and excellence. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to level up your communication skills. Whether you're emailing a client, sending updates, or on a Zoom call, how you communicate determines how you're perceived. So how do we improve your communication skills as a virtual assistant to make you that remote professional and rock star that we are in this community? Clients want to feel like they trust you even when you are not online. Great communication skills help build this trust. So here are 5 practical ways to improve your communication skills. Number 1, be clear and concise. Being clear and concise prevents any confusion and ensures that your message is understood. For those of us that struggle with being clear or concise, the best way you can do it now, I'm going to redirect you to an AI. You can go to Gemini, Perplexity, or ChatGPT. If you draft an email, you can basically ask it to check if it's clear and concise. If you draft a feedback to your boss about a situation or you're giving them an update, check if it's clear and concise. And what this does for you, you start to know when a message is clear and concise and when it's not. From continuous use of the AI, you get to see if your choice of words are clear. You get to pick new words that communicate your message without causing confusion. Most clients are actually really busy. So instead of writing a long paragraph that they might not be able to go through, just communicate your points in few sentences, or you can even use bullet points and just list the updates that you're giving them. That way, they are clear on the message instead of going back and forth for you to clarify what you're trying to say. Number 2, practice active listening. This was one of the big challenges for me when I started working remotely as a virtual assistant. I zone out. So if you're like me that easily zone out, what you should do is this. Another AI. So there's this AI, Autopilot. It helps you to record like every other recording AI. But why I like Autopilot is you can follow while the meeting is going on. You see the transcript. So you can be reading what's going on so that even if you zone out during a meeting, you can follow what is being said. Or if your network interrupts, you can still see what someone said. So you are actively listening and actively paying attention. Another way that helps me, especially if it's a call that the AI can't go in to record, is to jot things down. When you're speaking with your clients, try to always have a notepad by your side. For some people, it's easy to type on their computer and just put in what is being said. But there's a way writing helps you to actively listen. Devices can be so distracting, to be honest, except you've locked down that aspect of using your device and you know that once you're writing your to-dos and tasks, you are not distracted. Also, during calls or voice notes, listen to understand. Don't just listen to reply and get on with it. Listen and ensure you understand. Again, for people that maybe struggle with ADHD and those kind of things, the best support you have working remotely when it comes to active listening is AI. It helps a whole lot. If you listen to a voice note and your client is rambling about a lot and they've listed several intertwined tasks, you can actually upload the transcript on AI and ask it to identify the tasks that needs to be done. But again, sometimes AI can be wrong. So you also listen to understand. Read through the transcript. As you're listening, try and jot down to ensure that you're getting the points the client is making. And if it helps, repeat back what the clients have to say to them to confirm understanding. You could say, I just want to confirm that these are the tasks you've listed in this voice note, and you list them down and you get your confirmation. And that leads me to point 3. Ask questions when you're unsure. It's easy to go with the flow and try not to make the client feel you're not trustworthy by not asking questions. But you're not doing anybody harm than yourself and the client. Because if you don't get a clear understanding of what the client wants you to do and you don't ask questions, you might end up putting in hours of work only to bring it back and the client tells you, this is not what I asked you to do. And they could be right, this is not what they asked you to do. But if you ask questions and you have evidence to back it up, if you're communicating via WhatsApp or Slack or emails or calls, ask questions when you're unsure. Clients actually appreciate initiative and the desire to get it right, and you can't get it right if you're not asking questions when you're unsure. Point 4. Feedback skills. Feedback is the ability to provide constructive criticism and praise, and also the openness to receive one and act upon it. This is a very important communication skill when you're working as a virtual assistant. When you start working with clients, client A may be totally different from client B. What you did for client A might not work for client B. This is why you should even take the step first to ask for feedback than waiting till they come and pour out all their hearts of complaint to you. Be open to receiving feedback from your team, from your clients. Don't just take it passive aggressively. You know that, okay, if that's what you feel, I did my work. Don't take it like that. Actually make sure you have a list of the places that you need to improve from that feedback. If you feel the feedback is wrongly perceived, you can also talk about it. This is where you communicate. Clear your points. If they give you feedback that you are not actively responding to emails, and if there's evidence to this, you tell them, this is how I intend to improve going forward. If you are working with someone long term, this is the best way to improve that relationship. Number 5, learn communication tools. Familiarize yourself with all the tools or most of the tools used for remote work. Slack, Zoom, with Loom. Loom is very important these days. If people don't want to go on a Zoom call, they just send a 5-minute Loom video to explain what they want if it's a presentation that is involved, and it just makes life easier for we remote workers. Mastering these platforms shows you're ready to work smoothly and communicate effectively. And those are the 5 effective and practical ways that you can improve your communication. But I do have a bonus point for you. One thing you should learn how to do is to acknowledge messages from your clients. Even if you're not ready to respond to the message at that time, acknowledge the message. Clients love to know that you are on it. So it could be, thanks for the message, I'll go through it and respond in full by 3 p.m. Just acknowledging the message help the clients know that you're on it and you're going to get back to them in due time. And don't forget, practice makes perfect. So keep practicing these tips and eventually your communication skills will improve a whole lot than you expected. And we've come to the end of this video. If this video was helpful, don't forget to like, to subscribe if you are not subscribed to our channel, and click the notification bell. And if you're serious about being a virtual assistant, you should check out my other videos on remote work, the skills, the tools needed for virtual assistant work, and how to get started as a virtual assistant. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.